So, good evening, guys. Am I audible? Good evening, Vaibhav. Okay. So, let's wait for a couple of minutes in order to people to join, and then we'll be starting with today's concept. So, how is the Josh, guys? Uh, and have you people had a revision on how to represent binary or how to represent a digital number in terms of bits? Hi. You could you also use some kind of emojis, no? Hi, Leela. So, guys, yesterday I have asked you to have a look into the concept of binary representation of decimal numbers. Decimal numbers is nothing but the numerical numbers, just how we have in math. So, have you people seen of how to represent a decimal number in terms of bits? Because today, as we are dealing with operators, we'll be dealing with operators like bitwise operators. There, if you have some knowledge on binary representation, it will be more easy for you in order to follow. Represent integral types such as byte, short, int, and long. Yeah, that's fine. But I'm asking, how do we represent? How do we represent a decimal number in terms of bits? Like we usually know in computers, only whatever we are giving in high level, it will be compiled and it will be stored only in the form of machine code. It is means zeros and ones in terms of zeros and ones. Yeah, yeah, you are correct, Leela. So even we can represent a number in terms of zeros and ones. So that is what I have asked you people to have a look into. Okay, so without further delay, we'll be seeing more on the operators. So do you people have any idea on what is an operator, or people who do have prior knowledge on some of the programming languages? So do you know what is operators? Binary number. Yeah. So yesterday we had seen about the basic introduction part of what is Java and some of the key features and overview, and we have seen some very basic concepts like variables and how to declare a Java, like a Java main method, or what will be the structure of a Java program. We have seen all those things. So today we'll be getting more detailedly into the operators part. So these are the type of operators which is available in Java. Okay, so there are 8 type of operators which is being available. Yeah, you are correct, Vaibhav. Using operator, we are going to perform some operations, okay, some math operations. So the 8 operators which have been used in Java are the symbols that operates on operands. Yeah, correct. Uh, they are an arithmetic operator, unary. Unary in the sense you are going to perform some operation or some calculation only on one operand. Okay, I'll be telling you what is the meaning of operand also. Don't worry. And assignment operators, relational operators, logical, ternary, bitwise, and shift. So these are the 8 different operators which we do have in Java. So we'll be dealing with one and one. We'll be dealing it in a very detailed manner. Okay, so first of all, arithmetic operators, as the name suggests, we know arithmetic in the sense the basic calculations which is involved in mathematics, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. Okay, so I'll be telling you what the operator is, and we'll be seeing the coding part alongside. So addition, in order to add two numbers, we'll be using the plus operator, and subtraction, in order to find the difference between two inputs, we are going to use the subtract minus operator. Multiplication, here we will be using a star. Okay, star operator as multiplication operator. And division, in order to divide two numbers. And modulus, here modulus, it is represented in the form of percentage symbol. Modulus in the sense, we'll be returning the remainder. For example, 5 mod 2 is 1. Okay, because whenever you are dividing 5 by 2, the remainder value will be 1, right? So the modulus operator will be very helpful in order to retrieve the remainder of two numbers. So first, we'll be seeing this encoding. Bitwise. So guys, I recommend you to like code with me parallelly, because then if you have any doubts you can ask me then and there. Okay, so we are going to see about arithmetic operators. These are quite very simple. So I'm going to give numbers as default value. Okay, I'm not going to take anything from the user, or if you want to take also, that's fine, we'll take. So I'm going to take the first number input for because of which I want to use a scanner. I want to create a scanner object. Good evening, Mohan. System.in. So I'm taking the number one from the input from the user, and number two. Okay. Now I'm just going to okay. Let's assign a variable and do all the required steps. Num1 plus num2. Int remainder or modulus both carries the same meaning. Scanner and buffered reader. Usually a buffered reader we'll be using it whenever like we are giving the input in a file or in a single string. Whenever we are giving, we'll be using buffered reader. Usually we'll be using scanner object only. Okay. I mean, in some applications like if you have attended interview by using Zobin application, means there everything like the code, it will be having buffer reader only. In buffered reader, like whenever we are using that, the entire thing will be given input as a string only. But I haven't used buffered reader in my code. I just I'll use only scanner thing. Okay, so I'm going to print the value addition. I'll just give multiply, okay, because these are very simple things. Then divide, division. Remainder. Okay, so I'm going to give two numbers as input. See, when we are when we are 5 and 3, the answer will be 8. Subtraction it's 2, multiplication it's 15, division it's 1, and remainder it's 2. Because in 5 we have only 1 3 and the remainder is 2. So just the thing to note here is for obtaining the remainder we will be using modulus operator. Okay, so I mean, this is all about the arithmetic operators which we'll be using in Java. It is quite very simple. Just we are going to operate some of the very basic functions. Good evening, Subhakant. So people, are you clear with this? Are you clear with the arithmetic operators? We'll be moving next into the next category of operators. Are you clear with this? Yes, okay. So I mean, these operators part are very simple, okay. And if you are not able to understand, just let me know, because we want to find more time whenever we are dealing with bitwise operators, because that is a concept to be explained. What is the data type? We can't use the arithmetic operators. Usually, we can use arithmetic operators whenever we are dealing with numbers. For example, we can do use it in short, byte, in long, double, as well as float. But we cannot use arithmetic. Even we can use arithmetic operators, but we won't be calling arithmetic operators. Okay, we can just use plus in string. When we are going to add two strings, we'll be using plus, but it's not called addition. It's just called string concatenation. Okay. uh, we cannot add we cannot apply arithmetic operators on characters. We'll be able to just apply it on numerical data types, numeric data types, which means we can use it in floating point as well as a normal int data type. In strings, again I'm telling, in strings, in order to concatenate two strings, we'll be using plus there, but it is not arithmetic operator. It is just in the sense like we are just, it is being called as string concatenation, that's it. Whenever you're using string builder class, it is quite similar to how we manipulate things in string, but string builder do have default functions with them. So whenever you're using string builder class, like we'll be using some default functions like dot concat. Okay. ASCII values it takes and perform operations in char, I think. Okay, let's check it out. Mm, yeah, you are correct. So we can apply it in numeric data types as well as in character, but we cannot apply it in string. Whenever we are using character, we'll be dealing with the ASCII values. And people who don't know what is meant by ASCII values are nothing but it is a predefined chart kind of thing, like for each and every values or characters whichever we are using in our code, like they do carry yeah, so they do carry different values. For example, when I give ASCII values chart, no, this, yeah. So this is the ASCII values chart. Are you people able to see this? I've just zoomed it. Is it clear? Okay. So these are decimal in the sense. Wait, this is not. So just we'll be. This is the ASCII chart for the alphabets. So for symbol A, we'll be having the ASCII value is 65, and it goes like this. We do have ASCII values for, like digits and all. Yeah, this is the correct thing. Okay, so here it here it is for the special characters. Okay, so this is the ASCII values for all those things. And in order to represent the digit from 0 to 9, the ASCII values range will be 48 to 57. And these are the ASCII values for the operators. And if it is a capital A, from capital A to capital Z, the ASCII value range is 65 to 90. Okay, so small a to small z, it is 97 to 122. So ASCII values are nothing but it is a predefined standard. Like it is the values which is being given to each and every things whichever we are using in our code. Okay, so that is meant by ASCII value. So whenever you are using character, just whenever you're going to add two characters, it is just going to take the ASCII value and it is going to add it. And there was a question like why you are using caret 0. With the help of caret method only, we'll be able to retrieve the first, the first character. We just want to retrieve only one character, no? So because of which I'm using only I want to use the character which is being given at 0th index. So why I'm giving like this in the sense, like whenever I'm giving AB, it only takes uh, the first character. It only takes A. It never considers B, and it never throws any error saying that yeah, simple use in Xcar is fine, but this is how I use, because whenever I'm dealing with coding part, I'll be using for character, I'll be using this thing. You can also use Nextchar. We are having several ways in order to write the logic for certain things, or there are many methods in order to solve a particular problem, or in order to take the input. You can use simply, but I just want you people in order to explore things like this also. That like this also we can use. Okay. So next we'll be moving into the unary operators. Unary operators are nothing but unary in the sense single, right? So yeah, first I'll be telling what do you mean by an operator. So here num1 and num2 is there, right? So here I'm using a plus operator. Here plus is the operator, and num1 and num2 are known as operands. Okay. So the values on which some operations are going to take place or going to occur, it is known as operand, and the normal operators is known as operators, and this is an expression. Okay. Yeah. So whenever we are dealing with unary operators, we are just going to operate on single operand. Okay. So here we do have things like plus plus minus minus. Okay, in the sense plus plus in the sense it is being incremented by the value of 1. Minus minus means it is being decremented, which means 1 will be subtracted. For example, I'll be showing you an example. So I'm going to get input from an user and I'm just going to print. See, I am using all these operators directly in the print statement itself, but whenever, as you are a beginner, if you are a beginner, you can use that by assigning it to a separate variable, and then you can print that variable. Okay. So just print num plus plus. Enter a number only. Okay, so whenever I'm giving 3, 3 is getting printed. Okay, because again whenever I am printing num, 4 will be getting printed. I'll be telling you the reason why. Okay. um yeah, so whenever you're giving 3, I mean the input which I have given is 3. Okay, let's say this corresponds to something n. Okay, whenever you're giving n plus plus, this is called as post increment. Okay, and whenever you're giving, you can also give plus plus n, and this is called as pre increment. Okay, so whenever you're giving n plus plus and whenever you're printing this, the value will be n will be getting printed, so 3 will be getting printed. Okay, and the 3 will be incremented by 1. So in the value, num1 will be having the variable, or n will be having the value 4. Okay, whenever you're printing like this, you're having n as 3. Okay, plus plus, first the increment is carried out, so n will be converted into 4, and whenever you're printing n will be getting printed. Okay, so that's the reason. Let's check it here. So whenever I'm giving num plus plus, the same number is printed, because first the number is getting printed and then only it is being incremented. This is called as post increment. So whenever I'm giving a pre increment, 4 is being printed. So is it clear? This is called as post increment and pre increment. It is very simple. Like whenever you are giving a value to a n, okay, a n plus plus in the sense it will change the value to 4. But as you are printing it here, first it prints the value of n and then it will be getting incremented. Let's see like this. Int result is equal to num plus plus. Okay, here result will be having the value num plus 1. So whenever I'm printing the result, it will be giving 4 for me. Here also it's giving 3 only. No, actually only 4 must be printed, right? System. Okay, so even whenever you're assigning the num plus plus to a result, like uh, before the number is being incremented, it is stored in result. Okay, and then only the change is done in the number, not in the result. Sure, Leela. Like post increment and pre increment is very very important because you do get these type of questions in your interviews because they'll be testing you. Yeah, I'm assigning. I mean, I'm assigning the num plus plus value to result. Okay. So, but then also whenever we are printing result, it's printing only 3. Which means before the number is getting incremented, it is being stored in the result, and only the number num is being incremented. There is a change only in the number. Okay. Yeah, I'll be telling you the expression int a is equal to 1. A plus plus. Once again, I'll be, because I haven't used this much big expression. I'll be explaining you the things. Um. Okay. So what you're doing here is, let's break this expression. Okay. 4 and 11. 4 and 7 it's getting printed. Okay. So first of all, what you're doing is initially the value of a is 1, right? Okay. Now first we'll be breaking this expression into two parts. First part is this and the next part is this. Okay. Okay. Guys, have you noticed one thing? Like even when we are printing, we are using the increment operator in print statement, the a value is being updated. Okay, so see here, I'm using it in print statement. Here the value of a is being changed, right? So the answer is coming as 23, but the actual answer is 111. Okay, so just for the explaining purpose I have used these things. Okay. mm, hmm. So first, initially the value of a is 1. Okay, so here in this expression, first what you are doing, you are giving a plus plus. Okay, so now a will be having the value 2. Okay, plus a will be having the value 2. Okay, and here plus plus a you are giving. Okay, which, one second, huh, no, like you're giving a plus plus. Okay, so now the value will be 1 only, but the thing will be getting incremented. As you have already seen, whenever we are giving num plus plus in the result 1 is being stored, but the actual num value will be getting incremented. So now the a's value will be 2, but here 1 only will be encountered. Okay, and then you are adding, and now you are doing pre-increment. So already in a you'll be having 2, now you're doing pre-increment. So uh, the a value will be incremented by 1, which means 3, and then only it will be getting stored in a. So 1 plus 3, you are getting the answer as 4. Okay, so one more time I'll be repeating. So initially the a value is 1. Okay, so whenever you are doing a plus plus, the value corresponds to 1, but the a value will be getting incremented. So the a value will be 2, but here only 1 will be considered. Okay, and this operator is the arithmetic operator which we are using, and this plus plus a, as here it is a pre-increment, 2 is incremented, so 3, and it is getting stored in a. So 1 plus 3, 4 is getting printed. Okay, now the value of yeah, this expression, we are done with this expression. Next we are going to see this. Okay, a plus plus. Now a's value will be 4, right? Because you are yeah, a's value will be 4. mm, Plus a plus plus. Once again, I'll be getting is equal to a plus 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 a. A's value will be 3. 3 plus plus will be, okay. Okay, so now a's value will be 3. Okay, so here 3 will, in this expression, 3 will be taken into account. So here a plus plus corresponds to 3, and with that you are add, but a plus plus corresponds to 3, but the a value will be incremented to 4. Okay, so whenever you are adding plus a, this is the arithmetic operator which we are using. So this a's value will be 4, so it corresponds to 7. So 1 plus 3 is 4, and this corresponds to 7. So 7 plus 4, it is 11. So people, are you getting it? Yeah, correct. Correct, Leela. So again, I'm repeating. Okay, here the value of a is 1 initially. Now here the value is getting updated to 2. But as we are doing post increment, we'll be using only 1 here. Okay, and this is the normal addition operator. And whenever we are giving pre increment, 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3, not 2 is being incremented to 3, and then we'll be using that 3 here. Okay. Um, Now in the next step, a's value will be 3 only. Now we are giving a plus plus, so 3 plus plus, 3 plus plus is taken as 3 only, but the value in the a will be incremented to 4. Here plus is the normal arithmetic operator. Now a has the value 4, so it is being added, and 7. So whenever you're giving the b's value corresponds to 11. So guys, are you clear with this? Leela, clear with this? Anyway, that was a good question. Thank you. Guys, are you clear with this pre I mean increment operator, post increment as well as pre increment? Then we'll be seeing post decrement and pre decrement. It is quite similar to the increment operator, just in the decrement we'll be just subtracting 1 from it. In increment we are going to add 1, and in decrement we are going to minus 1. Guys, are you clear with this, or should I explain it again? Or are you able to follow me whatever I'm saying? Again, okay, clear. Okay, so see, let's write this expression here. Okay, yeah, so a's value is 1 initially, so I'm going to break this expression into two. I'm going to take this as part 1 and this as part 2, and then I'm going to increment it here. Okay, so in order to differentiate, let me use some kind of parenthesis. Okay, this is in order to differentiate things only with different example, please. Yeah, I mean it's going to work similarly only. Okay, it's going to work similarly only. All the questions in your interview kind of stuffs, like it will be dealing only with not only with you could get questions related to this increment, and everything will be working in the similar manner, because you have understood. But in order to make others in order to understand, I'm using the same example. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, I have to mention the same thing in decrement. First I'll be telling the increment operator, then we'll be going into decrement. Okay, so see, I'm going to evaluate this expression first. So a plus plus, okay, I'm going to post increment the thing. So here the value will be 1 only, but the value of a will be changed to 2 because I have done increment, right? So let's you can remember like this, a. Okay, so a value will be getting printed, or a value will be taken into consideration, and an increment is made. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 is stored in a. Okay, and again plus is the addition operator, plus plus a. Okay, now I'm going to use pre-increment. So first I want to increment. So 2 plus 1, it is 3. Okay, and then I want to use the a value, so 3. So 1. So this is the first this first part's value. Okay, so the value corresponds to 4, plus now I want to evaluate this expression. Okay, already now we know the a value is 3 here. Okay, so whenever I'm doing a post increment, first I'll be making use of the a's value which is already present, so 3. I'm doing increment here, 3 plus plus. So this 3 will be incremented by 1, which which will be converted into 4. This plus is the normal addition operator. Okay, plus the a value. A value is 4, right? So 4 plus 7, it will be 11. So now are you clear? Are you clear with this? And people, are you clear with this? Decrement works very similar to this. Okay, so just whenever you're giving a, okay, so value 3 and you're giving a minus minus, 3 is being printed, but again whenever you're printing the value of a, it will be 2. Similar, quite, it's very similar to increment. Now the value will be 2. Okay guys, so the decrement is quite very similar to increment. Okay, so next is the assignment operators. So assignment operators, as the name suggests, we are going to assign some value. Like we are going to assign some value to a particular variable. Like for example, a simple use case or a simple program where you can make use of assignment operator is whenever you are using swapping of two numbers. Okay, so whenever you are using swapping of two numbers, you could use assignment operator here by creating a temporary variable. Okay, so I mean, uh, yeah, this x is equal to y. It is a normal assignment operator. Okay, Here what is the meaning is, whenever you are giving x is equal to y, okay, the value which is present in y will be getting okay. So whenever you're using this expression x is equal to y, the value whichever is present in y will be getting stored in x. Okay, so this is how the cursor goes. It is not like the value which is present in x will be stored in y. No. So this is the variable, right? So value which is being present in y will be getting stored in x. Please explain the decrement operator. See, a decrement operator works similarly. See here I am giving a is equal to 3. Okay, so whenever I am giving system.out.println a minus minus, 3 will be getting printed, but actually the a value will be decremented by 1. Decrement in the sense, if I'm giving a minus minus, it means a is equal to a minus 1. That's it. Okay, so it is quite very similar to increment operator. So I think I can move on, so that we'll be having more time on dealing with bitwise operators. So decrement is quite very similar to increment. Just in increment we are going to add plus 1, and in decrement we are just going to minus it by 1. That's it. Okay, clear, Tanmay? Okay, yeah. So whenever you are coming to these examples, here you're combining you're combining assignment and arithmetic. So here it is arithmetic and here it is assignment. Okay, so x plus is equal to y. The meaning of x plus is equal to y is, x plus is equal to y, it means x is equal to x plus y. Okay, and similarly you can use all the arithmetic operations. X is equal to x minus y, x is equal to x star y, x is equal to x by y. Okay, so just we'll be doing like a simple program, swapping of two numbers. Okay, so in num1 I'm having 5. In num2 I'm having the value 3. Guys, are you working with me parallelly? So I just want to swap the numbers, like swap the number values within the variable. So whenever I'm printing, I should get num1 as 3 and num2 as 5. This is the meaning of swapping. In the sense, you are going to exchange the values of two variables. Okay, so here initially num1 carries. Okay, so Leela, I'll be explaining that, but okay, I'll be explaining that. But the thing is, the mechanism, the procedure in which the decrement and increment is quite very similar. Like, if you're working it out, you'll be getting the answer, but still we'll be working. Don't worry, okay? We are having more stuffs to be getting covered today. So num1 it carries the value 5 and num2 it carries the value 3. Okay, so now we are going to swap the two numbers. First, let print the original value. Okay, now I'm going to swap two numbers by introducing a third variable. So I'm going to introduce a variable temporary, and I'm going to store the value that is present in num1 to temp. So now here temp will be having the value 5. Okay, now I'm going to assign num1 is equal to num2, which means the value which is present in num2 will be getting stored in num1. So here num1 now it will be having the value 2. 3. Sorry. Okay. Now already I have stored the value num1 in temp, right? So now what I'm going to do is num2 is equal to temp. So I'm going to store the value which is present in temp variable to num2. So now num2 becomes 5. So now it is being swapped. So whenever I'm printing after swapping, or swapped value. So, guys, are you clear with how to swap two numbers? And here we are using assignment operator only. Okay, so this is just a simple use case, very simple basic program to swap two numbers with the help of assignment operators with the introduction of a dummy variable or a temporary variable. With a third variable also we can swap. With a third variable also you can swap. I mean, I'll let you people give an assignment. So this is an assignment. We can also swap two numbers without introducing a temporary variable. I'll be giving you hint. Okay, you have to just use arithmetic operations. I won't explain it. It is quite very simple. Yeah, it is like it is a very simple math operation only. Okay, you have to just use plus and minus whenever you want to swap two numbers without introducing a temporary variables. You have to use the arithmetic operators plus and minus. That's it. So you think of the logic and let me know, because that's quite very simple. So guys, are you clear with this? Are you people are having any doubt? Guys, so do you people have any doubt regarding this? And there are many approaches, whenever you're going and swapping two numbers without using third variable, there are many approaches. Just think of something like addition. Please repeat again. Another approach you people want. Okay, I mean, you are okay with this approach? Sure, Leela. I mean, you're very peculiar on increment and decrement. I mean, wait, initially you had a question, right? This question I want to handle. Int a is equal to 10, int b is equal to 20, a is equal to a plus b, b is equal to a minus b. This you want, or before that you have a question. Int a is equal to 2, c is equal to 2. I mean, that question, it's quite very simple. So how we have carried out, no? In the similar way, you work out things, the answer will be, you will be arriving the answer. I know only two approach. Yeah, for swapping the numbers, like you don't want to break your head. It's okay if you're using temporary variable also. If you're not using temporary variable also, it's just a very simple basic like example. Okay, so is there any other approach? Mm, a simple math it works. So just you add 5 plus 3. Please before question. Int a, I mean, Leela, like confirm int a is equal to 10, int b is equal to 10. That question only, no? And for swapping of two numbers, two approaches, it's fine. Okay, one approach is using a temporary variable, another approach is using mathematical functions. You can use addition or you can use subtraction, anything works fine. Okay. um okay, this question. Wait, okay, int a is equal to that question only now. Above link is int a is equal to 2, c is equal to 2, int b is equal to a minus minus plus c plus a plus plus. This question only, right? I mean, what you want to show? Okay, let us discuss that question. The link. What link here? Uh, int a, int b is equal to a plus 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 c plus a plus plus. Okay, so okay. I mean, Radhe, I'm not clear about your question. So be clear on your question. Okay. So yeah, the thing here is let's break this question into two parts. And Leela, I'll be explaining you only a minus minus plus c plus a plus plus, because I think you can work out a plus plus, the another question which you have asked, no, that you can work out. It's quite very simple here. Okay, so let's break the question into two parts: a minus minus plus c plus a plus plus. Okay, so now a's initial value is 2 and c's initial value is also 2. Okay, now whenever you are giving 2 minus minus, whenever you're giving 2 minus minus, okay, the value here you'll be using is 2 only, but the value in the a will be getting decremented by 1. So the value a will be 2 minus 1 1. Okay, so plus c, c's value is 2, right? So 2 plus 2, it is 4, plus a plus plus. You mean the precedence of operator on increment operators? See, operator precedence, we do have a separate chart. Okay. Uh, yeah, yeah. What is the problem with Radhe? No? Like, just let me know. I don't know, like, which link are you telling? So, people, do you know about which link he means? Like, I'm not getting it. So, if you want any question in order to explain, just let me the question. Then I'll be explaining it. Yeah, the answer is 5. So a plus plus, okay. So a plus plus, as it is a post increment, will be using the value already present in a1, but the value in a will be incremented to 1 plus plus 1 plus 1 2. Okay. So here the answer will be 5. Okay. And when the question is a is equal to 2, c is equal to 2, the thing which is quite vice versa of this thing, a plus plus, a plus 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 c plus ca minus minus. Okay, we'll be breaking it into two parts. And always whenever you're solving an expression, okay, the thing in which it will be getting solved is from left to right. Only whenever you are using exponentiation, it will be from right to left. So yeah, here a plus plus. So a plus plus, no, like 2 will be taken into consideration. 2 plus, we are incrementing it, so now the value of a will be becoming 3. Okay, plus c's value is 2. 2, okay, plus uh, already we do have uh, 3 here. So whenever we are doing a minus minus, we'll be using only 3. Okay, but in the actual value of a, 3 will be decremented. 3 is equal to 3 minus 1. 3 will be decremented, so the value will be 2. Now the answer will be 9. Sorry, 7 7. So let's check. I don't know what's wrong with the Radhe. I don't know. Be clear in your question. If you are telling reply, what can I reply? Yeah, I cannot reply anything. Just let me know what is your question or what link you want. 7 is the answer. So, Leela, are you clear with this? So, Leela, are you clear with this? And people, are you clear with the concept? Like, clear. Okay. So, in Java, there is ASCII or Unicode. Uh, we do have even ASCII values in Java. And okay. I'll be checking it out. See if I don't know, also don't worry. I'll be learning and I'll be telling it to you. Is ASCII and Unicode? Yes, so both ASCII as well as Unicode is being present in Java. Okay, Keshavraj, and thank you. I have learned this today. Okay, so this is all about post increment and pre increment. So whenever you are combining the assignment as well as, yeah, both Unicode and ASCII values are there. So whenever you're combining an arithmetic operation with assignment operation, for example, let's see an example for that too. Okay, so I'm giving int a is equal to 2. Okay, a plus is equal to 2, which means a is equal to a plus 2. Now whenever I try to print the value of a, it will be 4. Okay, so this is how the other arithmetic operators like minus works. If I'm giving minus, it will be 0. A is equal to 2 is equal to 2 minus 2, which is 0. Then x is equal to x star y. In the similar way only all these things work. Okay, so next we'll be getting into relational operators. Relational operators, in the sense we are going to compare two things. Okay, and we are going to compare the relationship or the similarity or the difference between two things. Okay, so for example, yeah, I'm giving int num1 as 5 and int num2 as 3. And if I'm giving 5 is greater than 3, and whenever we are using relational operators, the output or the value will be a boolean value, which means a true or a false. So here I'm giving all the things in just I'm in the print statement itself. Whenever I'm giving 5 is greater than 3, I'll be getting true, because 5 is greater than 3 na. I'll be getting true. Whenever you want to assign this value to a variable, you are supposed to use a boolean variable, because as boolean means boolean has only two things, true and false, true or false. Okay, so you want to assign it to a boolean variable only. So result here is the boolean variable. I'll be giving 5 greater than 3, and whenever I'm returning result, the output will be true. And whenever I'm giving 5 is less than 3, it is false because 5 is greater than 3, no? Yeah, it gives. Because of the Unicode. What's wrong? Yeah, it gives bool as the return type. I also said the same thing, no? Um, okay. So next, oh, sorry. Num1. This is what you mean. Num1 is less than num2. So I have used the default values. We are supposed to use variables. We can also use default values. There is nothing wrong, okay? And if I'm giving double equal to, okay, fine. It is not approach is wrong here. Like just approach is correct only. But the thing here is I'm giving like the default values. You can even give values like this also. That's fine. It is just an example, no? So double equal to num1 double equal to num2. It tells whether num1 and num2 are equal or not. It is false. 5 is not equal to 3. But if I'm giving 5 here, the output will be true. Okay. Now, if I'm giving not equal to num1 not equal to num2, 5 not equal to 5, it is false, right? So this thing, and here it means less than or equal to. This is greater than or equal to. So these are the 6 relational operators which is being present in Java. Relationship operators, as the name suggests, we are going to compare two variables, whether one variable is greater than the other, whether it is less than the other. So some things like this. So are you people clear with the relational operators? And one more question: do any of you here know anything about truth table? So people who do have some knowledge on programming languages or some basic fundamentals, like do you know anything about truth tables in computer science? Yeah, great. So if you're knowing truth table, no, I think logical operators is going to be very simple. Okay, so in logical operators we are having, okay, great, and not or, yeah. Okay, happy that you people are responding. Okay, so we'll be having three types of logical operators: and, not, or. Okay, so and uh, okay. For example, we are having two operands or two expressions. Okay, and operator will be yielding the result true only when both the things are true. Okay, so for example, when we are going to evaluate two expressions. Okay, this is expression one and this is expression 2. Okay, so whenever we are using and operator, both the expression 1 and expression 2 must be yielding the result true, then only the answer for this will be true, otherwise it's false. Okay, so true and true is only true. True and sorry, true and false is false. False and true corresponds to false. False and false also corresponds to false. Okay, so this is the case of and operator, logical and operator. Okay, whenever you're using a logical or operator, okay, the logical or operator, the symbol will be a pipe symbol. Okay, here if any one of the operator is true, the output will be true. Okay, so here true and true, sorry, true and true, I mean true or true is true, true or false is true, false or true is true, and false or false is false. Okay. Here in AND case, true will be getting true as the output only when both the operands are true, otherwise false. Okay. A NOR operator will be getting false only when both the operands are false, otherwise it is true. Okay. And the not operator, okay, it is being used, okay, it is being applied on a single operand. So if an operand is true, not of true is false. And similarly, if an operand is false, not of false is true. Okay. So people, are you clear with these things? So we'll be seeing it in the form of code. Okay. So my first expression is, okay, I am giving 5 is greater than 3. It is true. And my next thing is 5 is less than 3. It is also true. So whenever I'm printing A and B, the output will be, like the output will be false, because here we are giving true. Here the second expression yields false, no? So true and false is false. Whereas true or false is true. Okay, so guys, are you clear with this? So logical operator, we do have three operators, and or not. So whenever you are using and, both the operands must yield the output as true. Then only the result will be true. Okay, and whenever you are dealing with or, it is being represented in the form of pipe symbol. And whenever both the operand is false, only the output will be false. And obviously, see, not operator. So here 5 greater than 3 is true. So not of A will be false. And if I'm giving 5 is less than 3, it is false, right? The operand yields the output false. So not of false is true. Yeah, we are done with logical operators. Next thing is ternary operators. So whenever have a keen attention on what do you mean by ternary operator, because whenever you are doing some kind of competitive programming stuffs, in some places, instead of like writing println statements, or instead of giving if else block, you can use ternary operator. It is very simple. Okay, so this is the general syntax of how a ternary operator is. You'll be using question mark and colon. Okay, so here initially you'll be giving a condition. Okay, you'll be giving a condition, and if that condition is true, then this thing will be getting assigned, or this thing will be getting executed. If this condition is false, then this expression will be getting executed. Okay. um, okay, so ternary operators is also known as a conditional operator. Okay, so according to the condition only it works. So you are giving a condition here, and question mark. If the condition is true, then you'll be yielding this result. In the sense, this expression is will be getting executed. If it is not, if it is false, then this expression will be getting executed. So we'll be seeing a very simple example, okay, of how to use ternary operator. So do you want me to return do you want me to repeat ternary operators? Ternary operators, in the sense how it works is, so you'll be giving a condition. Okay, I'll be using notepad for this. So you'll be giving a condition question mark. If this condition is true, then this expression will be getting executed. If it is false, then this expression will be getting executed. Okay, so this is all about ternary operator. I'll be telling you a simple example. Okay. Okay, So I'm going to assign the value 1 to result. Okay, if 10 is less than 2, which means if 10 is if 10 is greater than 2, I'm going to assign 1 to a variable called result, or else I'm going to assign the value 0. Okay, so what I'll be doing here is int result. Okay, I'll be storing that in the variable result. So first my condition is 10 is greater than 2. If this is true, then the result will be having the value 1, or else the result will be having the value 0. So whenever I'm trying to print the result, 1 will be getting printed. Okay, so here this condition is true. 10 is greater than 2. Obviously, it yields true. So that's why 1 is being assigned to the result variable. Otherwise, 0 will be assigned. So, see, I'm giving a false statement here. 10 is less than 2 is false. Now, 0 will be assigned to result. So, this is how a ternary operator works. You can use ternary operator in print statement inside print statements also, and whenever you want to assign values according to a particular condition, you can use uh, ternary operators. So is ternary operators clear to you guys? Okay, so next we'll be dealing into the bitwise operators. Okay, so in the bitwise operators we do have and, or, not. Similarly, we do have and or no, and or only, and or exclusive or XOR. So we do have, here, do you people know anything about the gates like XOR gate, NAND gate, AND gate, OR gate, gate? If you people know truth table, so you could have constructed even the logical gates. So do you people have any idea on logical gates? Yeah, digital logic gates. Yeah, okay, Vaibhav. So here also we have and or. Here we'll be calling it as bitwise and bitwise or. Okay, and only a single ampersand is being given, and a single uh it's not pipe symbol, a single straight line is being given. Am I audible to others? Vaibhav, am I audible? I mean, Vaibhav. Okay, thank you, Vaibhav, and thank you, EC403. Thank you, guys. So, um, okay, thank you, Harshita. So, we'll be having here the single and symbol. Okay. Uh, in the case of logical, we'll be having double ampersand symbol. Okay, so that we'll be calling it as logical and logical or. Here we'll be calling it as bitwise and bitwise or. So, first of all, I have asked you to, learn how to represent decimal numbers in the terms of bits. Okay, so usually binary digits means it will be only zeros and ones. It will be having only zeros and ones, right? So as the name is binary, okay, the thing is 2. Every number will be representing. So before representing every number, we'll be writing the powers of 2. Okay, so in powers of 2 only, the number will be getting represented. Okay, so how the number will be getting represented is 2 power, wait. So in this way only the number will be getting represented. Bear with my handwriting. So 2 power 0. In the powers of 2 only it will be getting represented. So 2 power 1, 2 power 2. Ma'am, is there any live project explanation in these sections? No, Dalo. I mean, no, don't. We don't have live projects, but you could try out live projects with the help of Java Swings, Spring Boot, and all those things. 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5. It goes like this, okay, until 2 power n. Okay, in the powers of 2 only we'll be representing. Now, whenever you are calculating this value, the value will be 2 power 0 is 1, this is 2, this is 4, this is 8, the corresponding values 16, here it is 32, right? So let's say I want to represent the decimal value. Decimal value in the sense it's the normal mathematical value. Okay, 10, we used to call it as 10, right? So in terms of computer terms, we'll be calling it as decimal value 10. If I want to, like represent 10 in terms of zeros and ones, just just what we'll be doing is we want to put, yeah, base 10, yeah, we want to put 1 in the places such that whenever we are adding those things we'll be getting 1. For example, 8 plus 2 is 10, right? So we'll be putting 1 here, remaining all we'll be putting zeros. So this is how we'll be representing 10. If I want to represent 7 in the sense 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. So I'll be putting 4 plus 2, 1. So it corresponds to 7, and remaining places I'll be putting 0. Okay. So usually whenever you are representing, see to that you are representing in 8 bits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And this 7 and 8 bit will be 2 power 6 and 2 power 7. It will be 64, 128. So people, are you clear with this? So whenever you want to represent a value with base 10 or a decimal number, you just want to put one corresponding to the summation of those values. So for example, 10, I could tell 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. So I'm putting, it is not like if the number is present, it is 1. Okay. See, 10 I want to represent. Okay, how can I get the value 10? It is 8 plus 2, 10. So in the place of 8 and 2 I'll be placing 1, remaining all I'll be putting zeros. When it is 7, I want to get 7. So in the powers of 2, 4 plus 2 plus 1 corresponds to 7. So we'll be having 1, 1, 1. Remaining all will be putting zeros. So here 4, 2 and 1. The summation of these three values corresponds to 7. Our decimal number will be putting 1 against those things. Okay. Leela, my name is Kirtana. Okay. So this is how we'll be representing a binary, a decimal number in its binary form. Okay. So whenever you are giving binary and, okay, for example, I'll be telling you this example itself. Okay, so I want to find a binary, a binary, sorry, bitwise and for 8 and 3. Okay, bitwise and. So what I'll be doing, I do have 8 here, so I'll be placing 1 against it, and remaining all I'll be putting 0. Okay, 0. And the next thing here is 3. So 2 plus 1 will be giving 3, remaining all zeros. Yeah, Harshita, you are correct. So bitwise and okay. So these bitwise operators, no, we are just going to perform it on the binary digits. Why getting left side 0000? Because I want to represent in terms of 8 bits. So that's why I should ensure that I'm having 8 bits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. It's up to you. You could have add these four zeros or not. The answer is going to be same. Okay. So whenever I'm performing and the same logic which we have followed here, if if both 1 and 1 means true, 0 means false. Okay. So if both we have 1 and 1 only, the answer will be 1, which means true. We know according to a logical and whenever the both operands yields true only, the resultant will be true, right? So here 1 means true, 0 means false. Okay, so here we have 0 1, so obviously false and true, false. 0 and 1, false and true, false. 0 and 0, 0, 0, remaining 0. Okay, so now whenever you are performing bitwise and for 8 and 3, the value will be 0. Okay, because you want to, whenever you, yeah, all are false cases. You are right, Harshita. So whenever you want to convert a binary into a decimal, you just have, see, if this binary is given to you, you just have to add the corresponding one. So 8 in 8 place only we have 1, so the decimal value is 8. Okay, so we'll be getting the output 0. I'll be showing you. A is equal to 5, B is equal to 3. Okay, so 5 3, sorry, 8 3, yeah, 8 and 3. Okay, so A bitwise and B, the output will be 0. Okay, I want to use parenthesis. I mean bitwise and plus 0 is the value. You can put like this, or you can assign it to a result variable. 0 int result is equal to A bitwise and B. That's result. So bitwise and value is 0. So guys, are you clear with bitwise and? So if you're clear with bitwise and, it is very easy to follow up of bitwise or and bitwise XOR. Just let me know in the chat window if you people have any doubts. Yes, okay, thank you, Leela. So what about others? Are you people clear about bitwise and? So the bitwise or will be very very similar to this. So for the same 8 and 3, we'll be performing bitwise or. Okay. So here I'm going to perform bitwise or. So whenever I'm performing bitwise or, we know in terms of or, when one of the operand is true, the answer will be true. So 1 comma 0 or 0 comma 1 or 1 comma 1, it yields the resultant 1. Otherwise 0. So whenever we are having both the operands as false only, we'll be getting the output as false, right? So here in this case, Okay, 0 and 1. As we are applying OR operation here, we'll be getting the value 1. 0 and 1, 1. 0 and 0, only in this case the value will be 0. And 1 and 0, 1. And remaining zeros, okay. So this is the resultant. So whenever we want to convert a binary into its decimal, we just want to add the corresponding values where 1 is being present. So here 8 plus 2 plus 1. So 8 plus 2 plus 1, it's 11. It's not adding 8 plus 3. In this case, we are having the similar output, 8 plus 3 as 11. So like this only we have to add in terms of bitwise. So 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 8, 11. 11 will be the answer. So I'm using bitwise or 11 is the answer. So now are you clear with bitwise or? Next we'll be seeing exclusive or. The short form of exclusive or is XOR. Okay. Guys, are you clear with this? Okay. Clear. Yeah, Harshita, you're correct. That is the answer for or. Yeah. Okay. So whenever next thing is we'll be dealing with XOR or exclusive or. Okay. For the same 8 and 3 we'll be performing XOR. Okay. So whenever you performing XOR, here you'll be using the table. I mean, using the symbol this only. Okay. It is something like up arrow. Okay. Here what is the truth table, or when does it yield true, or when does the resultant yields false is whenever you're having two different operands, like for example true XOR false is true. So here we are having 0 and 1. Both are different. So I'll be getting the answer 1, true. Here also I'm having different operands, 0 and 1. So I'll be getting 1. Here I'm having 0 and 0. Both are same values, false and false. So my answer will be 0. 1 and 0. They are different operands. So my result will be 1. Okay. So here 0 and 0, 0. For 32 also it's 0, 0, 0. Okay. So whenever you want to I mean in the XOR case, like if you have, yeah, you are correct, Harshita, great. So if you're having 1 and 1 also, the resultant will be 0 only. The thing is in XOR, both the operands must be different in order to yield a true value. If it is the same operand, then it yields false. Okay. So here when you correspond, I mean, yeah, when you are summing up the values which is having 1 in its place, it's again 11. Okay, so let's see. XOR. Okay, it's 11. So whenever I'm giving 3 and 3, the answer will be 0. Okay, so this is all about bitwise operators, bitwise and or and XOR. Okay. So whenever we are dealing with arrays concept, I'll be telling you a very like interesting use case of bitwise XOR. So let's consider, okay, you're having an array, and the array, the question goes like this. So you are having duplicate elements in the array. Okay, and one element only, every element's frequency is 2. Okay, or every element's frequency is even. Okay, frequency is nothing but count. Okay, but only one element's count is odd, you want to find that element. Okay, xand, we don't have anything called xand, yeah, xor. We have NAND gate. Oh, we do have xand. NAND gate only we have, no? Yeah, NAND gate only we have. Okay. So, hmm. Okay, so for example, yeah. For example, let's say you are having an array of elements where each element will be having even number of count, except one element which do have odd count. Okay, for example, see, I'm having 1 comma 1. Okay, and 2 3 comma 3, 3 comma 3. Okay, I'm having 1 2 times, which is even, 3 2 times, which is even. I only have only one number in my array, which will be having an odd count or an odd frequency. I want to find that number. If the question is like this, you can simply use bitwise XOR. Okay, you can use, like you can use bitwise XOR on each and every element here, because we know whenever we are giving same values, it will be 0. So if I'm giving 3 and 3, the value is 0, or if I'm giving here 11 and 11, the value will be 0, no? Okay, so here 1 and 1, XOR of 1 and 1 yields 0. Okay, and now for example, let's say 1 1 2 3 3. Okay, so this 1 and 2 will cancel out and it will be yielding the output as 0. 2 will be there, and 3 and 3 will be also getting cancelled and it will be having 0. So now the result will be 2. Okay, so this could be a case where you could use bitwise XOR in a more efficient manner. The thing is, you are going to have an array where each and every element have even number of frequency except only one element. If the case is only one element which have odd frequency, then only you can use bitwise XOR. If the if it has more than one element, you cannot use this method. Okay, just it is something like out of the box thinking. And people like I just want to know how many of you solve problems in various coding platforms. Like we do have coding profiles like lead code, hacker rank and all, right? So how many people used to code in various coding platforms regularly? If you have not started also, that's fine, like just, you have solved on lead code, great. Hacker rank, great. What about code chef? So guys do code chef also. So okay, so guys do have a practice of solving, like some coding problems and competitive programming problems in various coding profiles like lead code, hacker rank, code chef. Okay, because that actually improves your logical thinking and problem solving skills. Okay, yeah, this is an additional info. And next we do have shift left and shift right, then we'll be winding up with the operators part. Okay, great. I have solved more than 240 problems in CodeChef. Hacker rank used. Okay, Sneha. Okay. So whenever okay, this shift operators, like it is also sorry. It goes something like this, okay? Guys, are you people clear with the bitwise and or an XOR concepts? Okay, so this is known as shift left. Shift left in the sense we are going to shift the bits in the left side. Okay, and this is shift right. Shift right in the sense we are going to shift the bits in right side. That's it. Quite very simple. Okay, I'll be giving an example. So here the question is 8 left shift 2. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the bits of 8 twice to the left. Okay, so now first of all I'll be representing 8 in terms of binary. So it is 1 0 0 0, and remaining places we will be having 0 only. Okay, so I want to shift twice, right? So whenever I'm shifting one time, okay, all the bits will be getting shifted to the left. So my 0 will be coming here. It's 0. This 0 will be coming here. This 0 will be coming here. This 1 will be going here. This 16 will be coming. This 0 will be coming here. This 0 comes here, and this 0 comes here. Okay, and at the end we'll be having zeros. It's not like if you're having one, that one will be getting shifted. It's not like this last part is being getting added here. No, just we're going to shift it. Okay, this is once. They have asked me to shift twice. So again, whenever I'm shifting one more time, this 0 comes here, this 0 comes here. The thing is this 1 will come here, and remaining places the 0 will be getting shifted. Okay, so I have shifted the bits of 8 twice. So now the result is 32, because 1 is present only in correspondence with 32, right? So 32 will be my answer. Okay, so A is equal to 8 twice. So A left shift B 32. It is on bitwise XOR. This shift left. Okay, so now my answer will be 32. So guys, are you clear with shift left? Do respond in the chat now. How is the Josh? Right. Uh, that mean number star 2 power the shift number. Yeah, you can do like that. And there is a formula in order to find the shift left and shift right. I think in shift left we'll be doing exponentiation, multiplication, and in shift left we'll be doing multiplication, and shift right we'll be doing division. Here we'll be doing number into 2 power the shift number. Now if I'm not wrong, in shift right we'll be doing number by 2 power that shift number, if I'm not wrong. Okay, you just check with that. Yeah, you'll be getting it. It will be available in YouTube itself. Okay, so this is all about shift left, and shift right. Again, the same story, but in the reverse direction, in the vice versa. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Harshita. Okay, yeah. So now what I'm doing is um right shift. Notes, please. I'll be sending you above. Okay, so we aren't done with yesterday's session itself. So today I'll be completing all the slides of day one. So once we complete, I'll be sending you the notes. Okay, so yeah, here we'll be representing 8. You're correct, Hash. The result will be 2. Yeah. So I want to shift right shift twice. Okay. So whenever I'm doing right shift, the 0 will go. This 0 will come here. This 4, I mean, this 0 which it will come here. This 1 will come here. Again, everything corresponds to 0. Okay. This 0 will come here, and after which will be the next digit will be coming here. Okay, so here the next digit, as it is 0, will be adding 0 here. So again, in the next shift right now, 1 will be coming here, 0 remaining all 0, so the value corresponds to 2. Yeah, it's 2. Yeah, it's 2. Okay. um Shift right now. So guys, are you clear with the concept? So this is all about the operator things. Okay. Now, do you people have any questions? Do you have any questions regarding whatever we have seen about operators? And I mean, I want to thank Leela because she had given us some extra questions in order to work out. You can practice all those type of questions because there are chances you might be getting those type of questions in your interviews. And so, is there any doubts on operators which I have handled today? Uh, if no question is there, we'll be moving on to the conditional statements. So, just we'll be seeing. Unsigned right shift. Unsigned right shift. I mean, I'm not sure about unsigned right shift. I'll be seeing what it is and I'll be explaining you tomorrow. Okay. Unsigned right shift. Okay. So it's a very, very, very simple thing. So what is the other name of ternary operator? It's not unary. No. Yeah, I'll be telling you the example tomorrow. I'll check it out because I think it is same the right shift thing, but the thing is we'll be filling zeros. I'm not clear in that thing. Once like I'll make it clear to myself, then I'll let you know. Okay. Tomorrow I'll be solving that question. Yeah, Harshita, you're right. It is conditional operator. Okay, the other name of ternary is conditional because uh, by means of conditions only, we are going to handle the expressions which is being given to us. No, no. Then we are having conditional statements. So, okay, so conditional statements in, but I check on Google. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Completely. Okay. The thing is, you are answering. That's a great part. Okay. So conditional statements in Java. So we'll be seeing the simple if, I mean, else if and else block. A simple program we'll be seeing, and then we are done for the day. Okay. And tomorrow we'll be seeing more on the control structures in the sense the looping concepts. Okay. Conditional statements are nothing but a statement is given to you in the sense um, with the help of a particular condition or by evaluating a particular condition you are going to execute the block or you're going to execute the statements which is following that condition. Okay. um, so Java if statement. Okay, so we'll be having four different like categories whenever we are taking a if statement, which is simple if, okay, and if else if ladder, and nested if. Okay, so here this is the flowchart kind of thing. If this condition will be checked. Okay, if this is true, this block will be getting executed, or else another block will be executed. Okay, so switch statement, I don't think we'll be having time in order to see switch statement. So today we'll be seeing more on like if statement. Okay, so I want to find if a particular number is odd or even. Okay, uh can you people tell me the logic how to find whether a number is odd or even? It's quite very simple, no? So I'll be getting a number. Let's say it is reducing scan object. C dot next int. Okay, so yeah, whenever we are dividing an even number, whenever we are applying modulus operator to an even number, the remainder will be 0, and whenever we are applying modulus operator to an odd number, the output will be 1, or the remainder will be 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a very simple if statement. If num mod 2 equal to 0, then I'll be printing. Okay, num is an even number. Okay, that's it. I just, yeah, you're correct, Bibo. So just I want to this use cases, just I'm going to use only a single if statement. Okay, I'm not going to use else block, just I'm going to use if block. So I'm going to get an input from the user and I'm going to store the value in num. If num mod 2 is equal to 0, I'm just going to print it is an even number. So if I'm giving 10, it is going to say 10 is an even number. Let's give an odd number. Okay, 5. No output is being displayed. Okay, so if block I mean, if I'm giving only if block, only it will be handling the even numbers. Then what if the user is going to give an odd number? I want to prompt it to the user that you have entered, or the number which you have entered is an odd number, right? Because of which we'll be using else block. If this condition is true, this block will be getting executed. Otherwise it comes to the else block and this else block will be getting executed. Okay, out.println plus is an odd number. Oh, sorry. So if I'm giving an odd number, it is going to print an odd number. If it is an even, we are just going to print it as even number. Okay. Next, I'm going to use. I mean, people are clear with if else block. Come on, now. Yeah, I mean, you respond. Yeah, okay. So you are clear with if else block. Now, okay. If in this use case the if else block works fine. Okay, now I'm going to use another use case where I'm going to take an input from the user. Okay, I just want to see whether that number is divisible by both 5 and 3. Okay, if the number is divisible by both 5 and 3, I'm just going to print that the corresponding number is divisible by both 5 and 3. Okay, if not, okay, if the number is divisible only by 5, then I'll be giving the number is divisible only by 5. For example, let's take 25. Okay, 25 is divisible only by 5, but it is not divisible by 3. Okay, so that condition I'm going to handle. Okay, Sneha, thank you. Next is like whenever a number is divisible by I mean, we are just going to check, we are just going to get the input from the user, and we are just going to check whether the number is divisible by 5 and 3, or neither 5 nor 3, only 5 but not 3, only 3 but not 5. Okay, so we are going to handle this situation. uh, sc dot next, and I'm getting the input from the user, and I'm going to check. Okay, so if num mod 5 equal to 0, okay, of num mod 5 equal to 0, I'm just using if else block in a nested way. Okay, if this condition works fine, okay, I'll be giving, if num mod 5 equal to 0, and num mod 3 equal to 0, I'm just going to print. First we'll be seeing the if else block, then we'll be going to nested if, because people who are very beginner, I don't know how whether you'll be able to follow or not. 5 and 3. Okay, then we'll be using else if this condition fails, it will be coming to the else if block. If num mod 5 equal to 0 and num mod 3 not equal to 0, then my println statement will be divisible by 5 but not by 3. Okay, next, else if my num is divisible by 3 but not by 5, so that time I'll be telling it is divisible by 3 but not by 5. Okay, again the else, in the else block I'll be telling not divisible by both 3 and 5. Okay, so this is the example of else if block. So this condition, it checks if this is not true. If it is false, then it comes to this condition, it checks. If it is false, again it goes to the next condition. If this is also false, if all the three conditions which is in prior to the else block is false, then the code in the else block will be getting executed. Okay, so let me give a number which is divisible by both 5 and 3, 15. It is divisible by both 5 and 3. Okay, so if I'm giving 25, it is divisible by 5 but not 3. Okay, next is I'm giving a number 9, which is divisible by 3 but not 5. Okay, and I'm going to give a number which is not divisible by both 5 and 3. It is I'll be giving some prime number 7. Okay, so guys, are you clear with the if else block? This is called as if else if ladder. If else if, then else. Okay, then I'll now after this I'll be showing you an example of nested if, how to use nested if. So the is the else if, I mean else if block is clear to you? It's clear, great. Next, you can handle this situation in one more way also. I'll be using, I mean, the same thing, I'll be using nested if, the same logic. Okay, okay, so it's nested if. So first of all, I'm going to, yeah, if with an if, that is the if else later. Yeah, you are correct. So first of all, I'm going to check whether the number is divisible by 5 or not. Okay, if the number is divisible by 5, again I'm going to check if the number is divisible by 3. Okay, if this condition is true, okay, then I'm going to print it is divisible by both 5 and 3. Else I'm going to print, see, in the outer this is known as the outer condition, and this is the inner block. Okay, in my outer block, this condition, if this condition is true but this condition is false, it means that the number is divisible by 5 but it is not divisible by 3. Okay, so by 3, by 5 but not by 3. Okay, it is divisible. Okay, are you able to follow this part? So I'm going to check whether my number is divisible by 5. Okay, if my number is not divisible by 5, I'll be getting it in the else block. Okay, if my number is divisible by 5, I'm again going to check if it is divisible by 3. If it is divisible by 3, my output will be both 5 and 3. If the number is not divisible by 3, it means that the number is divisible by 5. Then only this statement will be getting executed. If this condition is true, only the pointer comes to the inner block. Okay, so I'm going to print like this. So now we know that okay, we know that number is not divisible by 5. Okay, so now again in the else block, I'm going to have two conditions: divisible by 5 but not by 3. If num mod 3 equal to 0, then I'm going to print check condition. Yeah, that is nested in the sense we are going to check the condition inside and inside. I mean, we'll be having inner blocks. So it is divisible by 3 but not by 5. If this also doesn't work in the else block, just we are going to print not divisible by both 3 and 5. Okay, so I'm giving 15 both 3 and 5. 27 divisible by 3 but not by 5. Whenever I'm giving 50, 25, it's divisible by 5 but not by 3. And if I'm giving any prime number, uh, okay, not divisible by both 5 and 3. So are you people able to get the logic of how we are implementing the same logic with the help of nested if statements? Just I'm going to check if num mod 5, or you want me to check with 9. Divisible by 3 but not by 5. Okay, so initially I'm going to check whether the number is divisible by 5 or not. Okay, if the number is divisible by 5, then this else block will not be getting executed. Only this the pointer goes into this block. Okay, this pointer goes into this block. If it is divisible by 5 and 3, we are going to print both 5 and 3. Okay, if it is only divisible by 5, then we are going to print the same. Okay, so this is the example for nested if statements. So is it clear to you guys the nested if statements? So for a particular question, for a particular problems, you can frame various logics and various approaches in order to solve that particular problem. You can use like various methods and techniques, but the thing is your solution must be an optimal one. Do you people know anything about the time complexity and the space complexity, which is being used in competitive programming things? Okay, so what about others? Are you people able to follow? So I think we are done for the day. So we have just seen the conditional statements and the operators. So tomorrow we'll be having a greater insight on switch statements and control statements. Okay, so first of all, I just want to know whether you people are clear with today's concepts of operators, and please explain a little bit on what I have to explain now, Vaibo. Which thing I want to explain on time and space complexity. So, I mean, if you are people having any doubts in operators and conditional statements, you can let me know in the chat section, okay? And tomorrow we'll be seeing switch statement. Switch statement, okay, I'll be explaining you. Switch statement is something like, uh, with the help of a particular condition, we are going to handle multiple cases, okay? That is what is meant by a switch statement. And tomorrow we'll also be dealing with the control structures part. Control structures in the sense, whenever you want to do a thing again and again. For example, if I want to print number 10 times, it doesn't make any sense. I want to write like print statement for 10 times, right? If it is 10 times, that's fine. What if I want to print the number 1 100 times? I cannot tell system dot out dot println 1 for 100 times. So If I want to do a particular task in an iterative manner, I'll be using control statements like for loop, while loop, do while loop. Okay. um Sure. So, so this is all about today. So if you have people have any doubt, you can ask me. So whenever you are dealing with the competitive programming part, as I've already said, whenever you are solving a particular problem, there could be multiple approaches. There could be multiple logics that is being built in order to solve that particular problem. But the thing is that your solution must be an optimal one. Optimal one in the sense, it must time complexity. I'll be explaining two major things or two major pillars of what makes your logic or what makes your program a quite optimal one. Okay. So one thing is the time complexity and another thing is the space complexity. Okay. So time complexity is nothing but the amount of runtime which your program takes in order to run a particular code. Okay. So that is what is meant by time complexity. So if I'm writing a particular code, okay, I want to make the code optimal in such a way that my time complexity must be less. Okay. For example, um I mean, if I want to find a square root of a number, I'll be using for loop. Okay. A person A, he'll be doing is, if you want to find the square root, he'll be running the loop from 0 to n. Okay. But whenever we are going to find the the square root, it is not required in order to run the loop from 0 to n, right? N by 2 works fine. So those kind of things. So time complexity is the thing, how much time your code takes in order to being executed. Okay. And the space complexity means, apart from the space which is being allocated for the input and output value, okay, you must not use unnecessarily data structures like arrays. You must not use external space, things like that. Okay. So just now we have seen only about condition statements. So whenever we are dealing with arrays and all those things, I'll be telling you more on the space complexity part. So just keep this in your mind. Optimal code is somewhere like you have to have less time and less space complexity. Okay. Which means your solution must run quickly, and it should not use unwanted extra spaces in memory, and it must also contain less number of lines. Okay. So whenever you are writing code, see to that you are writing it in a very neat manner. So follow proper indentations. Okay. And wherever commands are required, you can use that. So yeah, this is all about whenever we are telling about the general complex programming part. So if you people have any doubts in today's session, you can let me know in the chat window, or else we could wind up the session. And I want you people to tell the feedback of today's session, whether you was able to follow or not. And Leela, I'll be clearing your doubt of unsigned right shift, no, that triple the triple shift right operator, no, I'll be telling you tomorrow. Okay. So guys, do you have any queries, or do you have, I want you people to let me know the feedback, or I want you people, to let me know in which year you are. I understand, Baba, but what if I want to learn deeply then? Does that mean you want to learn deeply about time and space complexity? See, if you want to learn more deeply about, because as this is not a competitive programming session, this is quite a Java session. I'm just giving you some external facts about how to become a competitive programmer, how to solve problems in order to equip yourself with sufficient problem solving skills. Okay. So if you want to if you want to learn more about the DSA part, data structures and algorithms part, or all these competitive programming, there are various things. Like, I used to follow Striver's sheet and Striver's lectures, so you can also follow the same. Okay, if you are okay with it, you can follow. But I used to follow Striver, and we do have many things. Okay, like that. So you can make use of the free resources which is being available in internet. Okay. And whenever you are looking for interview part, DSA is the most important thing here. So you have to be strong in DSA in order to crack those interviews. Okay. And don't be language specific. Okay, it doesn't matter whether you are coding in Java, C, or C++. Okay, what matters is your logic. So here you learn how to, here you learn the syntaxes of how to write a Java program, but whenever you're applying it in real time, you have to frame optimal logics. Okay, because language doesn't matter, only your logic matters. The thing is, whenever you are okay with your logic, the thing which differs from one language, one programming language to another is just the syntaxes, right? So the same thing only we'll be having in all, different languages. So here we'll be having conditional statements, the same we'll be having in C, C++, Python, everything. So just be more specific on problem solving skills. Okay, so I want the feedback of today's session, and if you are having any doubt, uh, you can let me know in the chat window, or else we can wind up. You're familiar with Spring Boot, that's great. You could teach me, no? Because I don't know Spring Boot. I'll learn soon. So, guys, come on. What about others? Like, are you okay with today's session? Okay. So, okay, guys. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.